Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to my playthrough of Persona 5 Royal, and I think it's time to advance the story. A lot has happened in the last episode, so let's see how things progress. Yeah, popularity's at an all-time low. Yeah, people just presume guilt before all the evidence is presented. But it seems like the world is fooled into thinking Joker ended his own life. But, consciousness.
Don't fall asleep until we reach our destination.
Where are we headed? Well, I can hear you. Oh, the truth serum wearing off? Alright.
Are you listening?
Yeah, now I am. I couldn't ignore you, baby.
We need to talk about how to get out of this situation.
Yeah. So we're coming up to how... Well, basically how the Phantom Thieves got out of this situation. Well, obviously.
Futaga's monitoring of Akechi's phone has confirmed it. He did indeed have an ulterior motive.
It was kind of obvious from the beginning.
It's on a completely different level than just that.
Yeah.
Not only was he trying to frame us, but he was the true culprit behind the mental shutdowns.
So he was behind all of this from the beginning. And as we saw in yesterday's episode, Shido was the one calling the shots. So he's been acting on Shido's orders.
His offer to assist us was simply a ploy to frame the Phantom Thieves and kill him. If we go into Sis's palace as he suggests, we'll likely be met by a large ambush of police forces.
Which would explain why Akechi insisted on a specific time to change Sai's heart.
To think he would be this far gone. I know now what it means to feel a chill down my spine.
Yes.
Furthermore, he wishes to bring a police squad from reality into the palace.
Well, if we were able to drag people into the metaverse, and we only did so by accident and by pure coincidence, Akechi was doing this on purpose.
If the 8 of us can enter at once, it's not inconceivable to think a larger group is possible.
Yeah, but think of it, the 8 of us all have access to our powers, whereas the police do not.
He may even be able to bring in vehicles or other special pieces of equipment.
So, this really was just a setup to shift the blame onto us.
Yeah, and to make someone seem like the hero.
He made us go after Okumura. Then once we triggered the change of heart, he killed him.
And that's how he framed us.
And he told us he had seen the true culprit, but it was him the entire time.
Well, when he looks in a mirror, he does see the true culprit.
The whole time he was working with Makoto's sister, he was really just some homicidal maniac.
Some justice he runs with.
Come on, we gotta take that bastard Akechi down. Isn't that recording we got enough proof to do it?
Yeah, but if the police are crooked and on his side, I doubt that would be enough.
No, Akechi is merely a tool. His orders come from elsewhere. The grand mastermind behind this all.
Yeah, as we learned from yesterday, that was Shido.
An unimaginable fiend capable of arranging the murder of a suspect inside of a police station.
Unless we find out who that is, we will continue being targeted even if we defeat Akechi.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to... Yeah, they were in quite the bundle.
But what means do we have of learning his identity?
Well, you bugged his phone.
We'll have to make Akechi say it. Though once we do, that mastermind will likely eliminate us.
But what if he says it thinking that we're eliminated already? Or in the midst of being eliminated?
I think that will be the case eventually, regardless of whether or not we learn his identity. The only reason it hasn't happened yet is because we're an easy target to blame for his crimes.
Yeah. That seems to be the thing about politicians. Picking an easy target to blame for all your problems.
He realizes that's no longer possible and abandons that plan. He may opt to kill us immediately.
Damn it. So we don't got a choice but to go with that bastard's suggestion.
Yeah, if only there were a way out of
Into
this.
the palace like we're told. He'll get arrested, and then Akechi will kill him.
Palace.
Wait a minute.
Palace.
Wait, it is near a police
Actually,
station.
there's something I'd like to say regarding...
What is it, Makoto?
We can use the palace to our advantage!
Oh, what idea you got, Futaba?
What's this all of a sudden?
Yeah, I think we're finding out how they came up with the plan to save... Well, to save our protagonist.
There's a way. A way to get past Akechi and get the mastermind to lay off of us, all while learning his identity.
Ah.
Really?
You gotta be kidding me.
Yeah.
If he wants to kill the guy, why not let him?
Wait, you're suggesting sacrificing our leader.
That is, inside of a palace.
Ah.
Yes, we could have him kill the cognitive version, all the while believing he killed the real one.
Oh, so it was a cognitive version of Joker, not a shadow version. So that would at least explain why Joker would not have suffered a mental shutdown. Though I don't know how long it would take to activate one.
Yeah, that's it!
But a cognitive version, nothing will happen whatsoever.
It seems that's our only option. Listen close, everyone. I have a plan for how we can carry this operation out.
Alright, my ears are open. And also, if you remember, the police station was near Sai's palace, so they didn't have to go all that far.
Ever since the death of their teenage leader, the Phantom Thieves have fallen silent.
Well, it's only been a day.
However, the police intend on continuing this investigation until the case is fully solved.
I'm sorry I'm late. I had to finish a few things at work. Where are they?
Upstairs.
Waiting upstairs. Go tell them to come on down. I'm gonna fetch him.
Alright, so... Yeah, I'm guessing Sojiro might know.
Her sister, correct?
Well, yeah.
Makoto told me everything. Futaba-chan, I'm sorry that I caused you so much trouble this past summer.
Well, I think you were just doing your job.
It's ancient history now.
Wow, Futaba's able to put water under the bridge real quick.
Man, that goddamn detective.
Yep, he used us.
Look who's here.
Oh. Hey, he's back.
Hey, you big bastard.
How have you been?
Well, I've been better. Well, I'll probably go with this one, Ghostly.
You're not floating.
Well, I've had an out-of-body experience.
It truly is a relief to see your face.
And to see yours too, baby.
I bet that moron Akechi don't even know we tricked him yet.
Well, not yet.
Still, how'd you pull this off? Isn't this guy considered dead?
Yeah, and the longer we let them think that, the better.
You weren't told anything?
Wait, Sojiro was in the dark the whole time.
I heard my sister brought him here, though.
Yeah, she came over in a taxi, dumped him off, and told me to keep him safe. It was right after they announced he had died, too. Almost gave me a heart attack.
Yeah, so Sai managed to sneak Joker out after everything.
I didn't have time to explain.
Hey,
Yeah.
shouldn't we tell Boss what really happened?
Well, I think he's
We
earned
wanted
that.
to make our enemy believe the leader of the Phantom Thieves was dead.
And now the whole world thinks he's dead.
What?
What
That-
we did was make that enemy kill his fake in the metaverse.
Yeah, it's just a cognition.
Hold on a sec. Enemy? Fake? What are you talking about?
You know the research Futaba's mom was working on? That.
The true culprit behind all these incidents set us up. Our goal here was to determine their identity.
Yeah, if we figure that out, we can put a stop to them once and for all.
True culprit?
Yeah.
I see. So you guys were going up against someone else.
And they manipulated pretty much every event, I think, at least since Futaba's palace. But I don't think they were expecting us to change Futaba's heart.
It was Goro Akechi.
Yeah, he's the one who framed us.
You knew beforehand that he was the traitor, didn't you?
Well, yeah. Yeah, we kind of knew.
Akechi himself gave us the chance to strike back. He made one fatal mistake.
Well, yeah, he didn't figure out that people who travel into the metaverse can hear Morgana talk.
Couldn't you have just said from the beginning that Akechi was the real culprit?
Would you have listened to us if we told you that from the beginning?
That wasn't something we could simply bring up.
Yeah.
Couldn't have you suspect Akechi. Besides, neither you nor the other investigators would have believed something like that, would you?
Exactly.
True. Akechi was credited with the arrest of the Phantom Thieves. Not even I would think he was the culprit.
Well, it's kind of obvious
In
now.
other words, you left him alone on purpose. That was a bold move.
Yeah, fortune favored the bold.
God, I can't keep up with any of this stuff.
Don't worry, Sojiro.
So what was this mistake Akechi made? What did he do?
I'll give you one word. Pancakes.
He slipped up in regards to Morgana's voice.
You mean a cat?
Well, yeah.
Yes, Morgana can talk.
You just don't know it because you've never been in a metaverse before.
Sorry, was that supposed to be a joke?
No, but remember, Sojiro doesn't know Morgana is able to talk.
Oh, our apologies. That's completely true. You surprised?
He probably can't still hear you talk, Morgana. Just hears
Does
purring.
that mean he said something just now as well?
And of course, Sai's never been to the metaverse, so she wouldn't know that Morgana could talk.
But you don't understand him, do you? That's how it was for all of us at first, too.
When you're in the metaverse, Mona talks like a normal person.
Yeah.
Once you hear that and your brain realizes he can actually talk, you start to understand him in reality. It's a change in cognition, most likely.
Ah.
Thanks to Akechi's lame acting, we figured out something was up.
And I know something about lame acting.
When we talked to Akechi at the school festival, he was acting like he just realized Mona could talk. But we already saw him drop a mega hint about it way earlier.
Yeah, and if you've been playing this game and knowing how long it takes to roll out the plot, it's understandable that this would have been something you forgot.
Oh, I know a place! I want to go to that huge pancake-looking place we passed on the way here!
Oh, am I mistaken? I thought I heard something about delicious pancakes.
Yeah, and that would have been Akechi meeting us for the first time.
Mona was the only one who was talking about a pancake.
Yeah.
That meant Akechi'd already been in the metaverse by then.
Yeah, and then he told us he only first went to the metaverse in September.
And since he was lying to us about that, we assumed he had a hidden motive behind contacting us.
seemed odd upon further thought. His reaction to my pancake comment was an honest one, after all.
Yeah, and in that sense, he had let his guard down.
He did
otherwise...
approach us when we found ourselves in the worst trouble yet. That's why we asked Futaba-chan to wiretap his phone.
Yeah, we suspected something, but we kind of needed a bit more proof.
I pretended to be interested in checking the phone out, but I was actually planting my app. My heart was pounding while I was doing it, though.
Well, yeah, it's an intense situation, a lot of pressure, and if you got caught, who knows what would have happened.
Even that ace detective could never have imagined a program being installed so quickly.
Well, you probably wouldn't imagine Futaba was a master hacker.
Futaba's quirky nature proved to be a great help.
That was just an act!
After a few days of listening, this confirmed his betrayal.
And now, the evidence.
Guide the police into her palace and have them catch the Phantom Thieves in the act. That would be the only way to arrest them, given their methods. I'll deal with them after that. Let me see.
Yeah.
We could say he stole the guard's gun and committed suicide during his imprisonment. How about that?
So Akechi had already planned how he was going to take out Joker from long before that.
Public security questioning will occur on the first day. And with that room, my task will be simple.
Yeah, no one would notice.
Is this for real?
Well, you heard the voicemail.
Yes, the guard will be one of ours. We'll have to eliminate him after to destroy the evidence, though.
And that's why Sai...
Planned to get rid of that guard from the beginning.
Yep, and that's why Sai was told, hey, get that guard out of there. They're going to kill him.
Well then, I will make the arrangements the day after the arrest.
Which would be today.
And thus, the dangerous criminal responsible for the mass mental shutdowns shall end his own life.
Oh, wait. Actually, that would have been yesterday, because... The change of heart in Sai's palace would have occurred 2 days ago.
When he does, you will become a great hero who saved Japan from evil. As will I, of course.
So it's justice in terms of reputation, not actual justice.
I knew he was acting strangely, but to think he was this far gone...
His sense of justice became warped.
He's no ace detective. Akechi is the perpetrator behind the mental shutdown crimes.
Yeah, so the hero of... So one of the heroes of Japan was the villain all along.
On top of that, there's someone else commanding Akechi.
Yeah, he's not working alone.
Someone with great authority. So great that they can order an assassination in a police station.
Yeah, know anyone with that type of power?
That's why we had to make a move before they did.
I see.
Yeah. Know anyone with that kind of power?
Akechi into Sis's palace, making him dispose of our leader's fake, but think he killed him.
Can you elaborate on that in more detail? What exactly happened in my cognitive world?
Well, you became so obsessed with winning that you became a monster. We took care of that. But we didn't have time to confirm your change of heart until the interrogation, it is. And it certainly was occurring along the way, which is why the Judgment Arcana was available before... Well, during the process.
We're sorry for using you without your permission. Your palace had all the conditions we needed.
And your palace was the one that we were being directed to, too.
What conditions?
First, we required a place inside the cognitive world that was the same as in reality.
Yeah, i.e. the police station.
That place is based on the real world after all. Anywhere that's not warped looks just like normal.
Yeah.
That's why nobody but the person who uses the nav even realizes they're in the metaverse.
Back with Kamoshida, we came in from the station without even noticing.
Yeah. Well, not till we got to school.
You totally can't tell the difference if there ain't any distortions around.
We had already investigated Nijima-san's palace when Makoto brought the suggestion to us.
Yeah, and that's when she brought that the police station had not changed on the outside.
I was seriously impressed by that suggestion. To be honest, I didn't quite understand it, but I went along with it.
Yeah, it was a great idea.
Yeah.
That's why Makoto's smart.
We have her heading up our operations.
Well, Makoto is the smartest among us.
Makoto is normally so calm as well, but once her mind is set, she gets oddly impulsive.
I did have a bit of a rivalry forming with Akechi.
Yeah, you came out on top, like always, Makoto.
I just couldn't contain myself anymore once you became a target, sis.
Yeah.
The reason I joined the Phantom Thieves was to heal your heart, after all.
Yeah, and she knows how you were after losing your dad and all.
My own achievements were all that mattered to me. I was desperate. I wasn't myself at all.
Yeah, you became obsessed with winning at any cost.
I'm sorry I couldn't see that.
It's alright.
That goes for the both of us. We heard from Mako-chan that you were going to do the interrogation, Nijima-san.
And regarding its location, I take it you used the data from my laptop?
So she finally figured that part out.
I'm sorry.
Go on.
Yeah, this is an interesting story.
There were two things we were able to confirm while we were checking the metaverse. First, our clothes didn't change when we were down in the interrogation room.
Yeah, because we would not have been considered a threat there. There, we would have been considered caught and no longer a threat.
Second, the scenery and details outside of the palace proper were the same as in the real world.
Once we heard that from Makoto, we secretly went to check it out without Akechi knowing.
Well, yeah, so... Wonder if that's what happened when... When did they have the time to do that, though?
There was also one more thing we absolutely needed to make this work.
Well, we had to confirm Joker had a cognitive form.
Perfect cognitive replica of him in the metaverse's interrogation room.
Yeah, it would have to come down to hair, clothes, everything.
Since he had yet to be caught, though, there obviously wouldn't be anyone in that room.
Yeah, that's the big risk.
Once we saw the casino guests and police officers, we were convinced this would work.
Yeah, so if they knew Joker was caught, a cognitive form of Joker would be in the interrogation room.
They looked no different from actual living people.
After that, we just had to work our way into the palace like usual, while keeping Akechi in the dark.
Yeah, and somehow we managed to do a good job at that.
Everything went as planned up until we defeated Sis's shadow.
Yeah, that's when everything... kind of fell apart, I guess, or started to come together.
However, it was then that we were met with a terrifying, unexpected police ambush.
Alright, so maybe they were counting on the size of force being used?
As a result, even though we managed to grab the treasure, we couldn't get it out of the metaverse. Except that was all an act.
Oh, so Joker never had the treasure to begin with.
We had prepared an empty briefcase beforehand, and merely acted like we were taking the treasure.
Yeah, I would say it looked like Kanashiro's briefcase, but we know Ryushi sold it some time ago.
This was because we knew the police would be coming for us.
We made sure before the operation that the police would be waiting to ambush us.
Yeah, that would have been kind of obvious because, well, Akechi was insisting on a specific time of day.
And just as expected, he totally took the bait.
Yeah, he assumed he had won at this point.
Him getting captured by the police went exactly how we planned it.
And I had been interrogating him with no knowledge of this.
Well, had you known, you might have tipped him off.
But how did you lure Akechi into this cognitive world's interrogation room?
Well, the phone, obviously. But also, as Akechi said, sometimes to trick your enemies, you gotta trick your friends, and he wanted to, so we tricked him.
All I needed were the coordinates.
Ah. Well, Futaba is our best hacker and navigator.
Akechi disposed of the fake in the palace and left thinking he had been victorious.
Yeah, and that's kind of when villains reveal their true plans, when they think they've truly won.
It must have been truly hilarious for our leader who sat idly in the real world's interrogation room.
He never knew.
He was acting quite cocky by himself in that quiet chamber.
So that's why you gave me your phone. I only took it because of what you told me.
Yeah, well, I think your change of heart was occurring while the interrogation was happening, so as you grew to trust me, you took that leap of faith and it's paid off.
It's a shame I didn't have the opportunity to see that for myself.
Well, if you did, they would have been suspicious. I couldn't see either.
All I could do was try to handle all the messages that started coming to me on his phone.
Yep.
So in other words, I've been to the metaverse, albeit for a brief moment.
Yeah, and, well, I guess not long enough to know what Morgana's saying, but long enough to know that Morgana is saying something.
In our experience, there is little danger when someone enters their own palace for so short a time.
Yeah, just that they're extremely exhausted once they do.
That's the other reason we had him give it to you. We needed you to listen to Alibaba, deceive the guard, and ultimately aid in his escape.
And deceiving the guard can ultimately save him too.
By having you head back to the interrogation room, we could return you to the real world as well.
I mean, I had to think of some way to keep you from running into Akechi mid-assassination.
Yeah.
Astounding. I hadn't the slightest idea that such a grand operation was taking place within me.
Yeah, well, when we think big, we go real big.
I'm so glad he was able to persuade you during the interrogation.
Well, if we hadn't... Well, I would think if we hadn't dealt with Sai's shadow, we probably would not have been able to succeed in persuading Sai.
Even though we knew Akechi's plan, we were pretty worried about that part.
Well, yeah.
True.
Yeah, because at this point we had no idea of when a change of heart would occur. Just that it does.
Why is that?
Without Sis on our side, Futaba's plan and subsequent breakout would have never been possible. That persuasion was easily our greatest gamble.
Well, it was less of a gamble because we believed in Makoto, and Makoto knows Sai well enough to know that there was good in her deep down.
We couldn't consult Sis beforehand. It was absolutely the make or break moment of the entire plan.
Yeah, couldn't exactly let her in on things before executing.
Still, I'm surprised you could convince me in such a short time. Were you confident you could do it?
Well, somewhat. Well, I knew we could change your heart, I just didn't know how long it would take.
I see. Either way, I can't believe you went for such a risky idea.
Oh, you won't believe the things I go for, Sai.
If we could just tell you the true culprit's plan, I knew you'd realize the bigger picture. Realize that our leader was telling the truth, and that there was a greater evil to pursue.
As a result, we emerged victorious.
Yeah, I also think you realized that while you weren't winning, you hadn't lost yet, so you still had a way to win.
Then the reason you kept this a secret from me was so you could catch the true culprit, correct?
Well, yeah.
Yes. Plus, you had lost control of yourself at the time.
Yeah, you were all about winning at any cost.
This is stunning. All I can really do is laugh.
I've kind of figured out that you guys made Akechi kill a fake.
Sojiro's still slow on to keep up.
What did you do about the body?
Well, if it's a cognitive body...
The police never even checked it.
Well, yeah.
Huh?
They assumed it was taken care of.
They had a coroner working to ensure his death was reported as a suicide.
Yeah, they are more concerned about how things appeared and how things are.
That coroner didn't take one look at the scene and just passed along a falsified death certificate.
I mean, the entire police was in on it.
The bad guys have that much influence?
Of course they do.
Murder in a police station would be reckless otherwise. We also knew of a possible conspirator.
Yeah, I mean, no one's going to let Akechi go into an interrogation room and kill someone.
Thanks to Futaba-chan's messages and the guard's demeanor, I eventually came to understand. And since the higher-ups at the police knew nothing of this, they were thrown into disarray.
Well, yeah.
As a result, his suicide during imprisonment was reported on the news, just as Akechi planned.
And with that confusion, he was able to escape with Nijima-san's help.
Well, yeah.
I made sure nobody would check the morgue for his body, and thanks to that, nobody knows he survived.
That's good, but eventually they're going to figure this out.
Thinking back to the interrogation, though, I can't believe what they did to him.
Yeah.
The callous use of violence and even drugs is utterly abnormal.
You'd be surprised how normal that can be, Makoto.
If he had lost consciousness and hadn't been able to tell Sis about the phone, he would have died. I'm truly glad you made it back safe.
Yeah, I'm glad too. Yeah, it was very close.
I almost became one of your assailants as well.
You also came close to being an accomplice.
It still freaked me out when I saw the suicide on the news, though.
Well, I'm thinking that might be part of the plan. Make the bad guys think they won.
We made sure to live normal lives while he was being interrogated to avoid drawing any suspicion. Even with that, I couldn't help but worry for him in my heart.
Yeah.
Well, I knew right away that her plan worked out.
Well, you had deep trust in me, Ryuji, and I'm thankful for that.
But considering what we were up against...
well...
Ryuji's a bit on the dense and carefree side.
Yeah. Too?
I had to be patient and avoid this place until things settled down. I finally feel relieved.
I do too.
We knew he was alive, but it was difficult to not worry until we could confirm it in person.
Now that I think about it, my interrogation was just a formality for the head commander.
Oh.
What a joke, letting me interrogate someone who was meant to die. They just wanted to avoid backlash.
Yeah, there's that.
Very well. From here forward, I will do my utmost to assist you. You saved me, after all.
And you did the same for me, too.
That's reassuring to hear.
Yeah,
I'll do whatever I can to help, too. Just let me know.
Yeah, we just need to take down Shido and Akechi now.
Let's take a break for now, though. This old brain is pooped.
Yeah, I imagine going through all that might be too much. Well, it's a lot to take in for someone who hadn't experienced so much of it.
Oh, and feel free to use the first floor when you guys want to get together to talk.
Oh, well, thank you. You sure that won't be a problem with potential customers?
You'll need a hideout where you can be safe. Just say the word, and I'll close shop early.
Oh, okay. But what excuse will you give?
Are you sure?
Yeah.
This guy can't leave. Plus, you won't make much progress if people can hear you from downstairs. It's not like this place is the liveliest joint in town. It won't be a huge loss for me.
Oh, okay.
Let us accept his offer. What a great man.
Well, he was. He took me in when... And even though it was only for a few months, kind of grew to get to know him better and kind of became a father to me in the Futaba. Alright, so now that the story's up to date. Alright, now we're in Shido's office. And yes, the guy we bumped into 6 months ago at the hotel.
That sounds familiar.
Well, it should.
Enter.
Alright, now we see the villains together.
That's the death certificate of the principal offender, correct? Is there a problem with it?
No, nothing in particular.
Well, you certainly made sure that it looked authentic.
More importantly, you've done well with regard to the prosecutors.
The cause of death for the SIU director has been settled as a stroke.
Oh, so Akechi did kill the SIU director on Shido's orders? That's been confirmed?
I had him work quite substantially on forging evidence.
Oh, so that would be the reason to take him out. Cover your tracks.
His loss should be mourned.
It was thanks to his efforts that I could enter the Phantom Thieves interrogation room, too.
Oh, so the SIU director, of course, was deeply involved in things, and he was merely just a tool for Shido and Akechi.
The SIU is in disarray with his death. I'll take my time choosing a successor after the elections.
Giving you enough time to get away with everything.
At any rate, I'm now praised as a hero, and I owe it all to the Phantom Thieves.
Yep. A fake hero in all its glory.
All possible hindrances are now gone. There's no doubt that this election is mine.
And on to our next story, the snap election for the House of Representatives.
Oh.
Discussion is swirling around potential nominees as the deadline for candidacy announcement nears.
Hopefully Yoshida wins a seat.
Candidates will announce on the 23rd of this month, while voting will be held on the 18th of next.
Alright, so now we have a deadline.
Elections
coming up.
Don't matter to us. It's not like we can vote in him yet anyways.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Why don't we resume our conversation?
Well, the only two people that could vote were Sojiro and Sai.
The Phantom Thieves are back together. We can finally take it to Akechi and the bastard backing him.
We just need... Well, we just need Shido's name.
Have you figured out who's behind all this?
Well, figures gotta be someone with a lot of power who would benefit greatly from all this chaos.
Akechi accidentally let that slip after the murder.
Oh yeah, his phone would still be bugged.
He said, Shido-san.
Shido? Feels like I've heard that somewhere.
He's the guy yelling about us from outside during those rallies.
He is unmistakably a man of power if he has such strong connections to the police.
Shido? Could it be Masayoshi Shido?
Sure about that?
Who? I
Well-
believe he's a politician. Remember Ryuji? You said his speech was too loud.
Well, yeah, he obviously wanted to be heard.
For real?
It's certainly possible that Shido is the mastermind.
Yep.
Huh?
I mean, it would make sense. A politician would benefit greatly from all
Do
this.
you have some kind of evidence?
Nothing more than a motive, I think.
Nothing material. However, there are various conditions which align with that possibility. First, he would profit from damage done to the current administration by the psychotic breakdowns.
Well, yeah. He could blame... He needed someone to blame, and...
He's maintained a negative stance toward the Phantom Thieves and has gained tremendous popularity. On top of that, he'll most likely become the next Prime Minister if he wins this upcoming election.
Yeah. So... Of course, manipulate events to his favor.
Did he set us up with that election in mind?
I would think so.
If he is behind all this, that would be in stark opposition to his honest public image.
So his current position and popularity is just him benefiting from the mental collapses.
Not just him, Akechi as well.
We'll make him have a change of heart, no matter what it takes.
Yeah, wait, would he have been the one that ordered the hit on Futaba's mom?
Shido, huh?
Wait, did you work with him?
What is the matter?
I had a feeling he was wrapped up in all this.
Oh.
Just based on the connections I had from my previous job.
Oh, so now everything's being pieced together.
I think the one who crushed Wakaba's research and confiscated her materials was probably Shido.
Oh, well, I figured you might have suspected it, but probably couldn't say anything because you weren't 100% certain.
From the moment Wakaba died, I had a hunch he was involved. But there wasn't anything I could do, so I chose to protect Futaba and went into hiding.
Okay.
Why didn't you say that sooner?
Well,
you guys would have definitely gone after him if I had.
Well, he's got a point there.
He would have just killed all of you, no doubt. That's what he usually does to people who get in his way.
Yeah, well, now he's in our way.
Originally, I was looking into the mental shutdown cases. It was then that I accidentally stumbled upon government research regarding the psychotic breakdowns.
Of course.
So I tracked down the whereabouts of that research data and met with the associated parties.
Yeah, which means you would have had to interview everyone at least once.
Boss was one of those parties.
Oh, so you refer to Sojiro as boss, too.
I would never have imagined all of this was connected.
Oh, I should have figured... If Makoto was always referred to Sojiro as boss, that would be how she would refer to him as well.
The mental shutdowns, psychotic breakdowns, Shido, and even the Phantom Thieves' actions.
Yeah, it's all coming together.
Way back when, Shido kept saying he was going to be Prime Minister one day. Nobody believed him, though.
What's going to happen to this country if Shido becomes Prime Minister? What about the world?
Probably end up being more divisive with him in charge than not.
The issue is simpler than that. This is nothing more than yet another selfish adult trying to impose his will on the public.
Just like everyone we've had to face so far.
We gotta expose that rotten bastard!
Yeah, we'll do it like always.
Yeah, as a team.
Then let's check the nav.
Alright.
Masayoshi Shido, the guy running for Prime Minister.
Alright, we got a hit.
Well, duh. It ain't a surprise he has one.
Yeah,
Where would the location be?
Well, yeah.
What kind of things go through a politician's head?
I always think of dirty money and shady actions.
That's usually true of many politicians.
What does he do? And where? We don't got a clue about this guy's life.
His palace must be somewhere that politicians frequent. Any ideas?
Well, my only experience with politics is Yoshida, and he goes to a public square, so let's try the diet building. That's the only political office I would know.
We got a hit!
Yep.
How arrogant must he be to see himself as the ruler of the diet building?
Well, political parties have leaders, Yusuke. He probably assumes he's the leader of the diet building.
Our next target's the big shot politician Masayoshi Shido. We're gonna do this, right?
We will. We just need to know what he sees his palace as. We are also going to have to deal with Akechi, too.
No need to waste time with him. We just gotta hit the head.
Yeah, but to hit the head, we gotta deal with any appendages that might block us from hitting the head. And Akechi's an appendage.
Nobody against it?
Obviously not.
He will be a worthy opponent.
Well, he'll be our biggest challenge yet. It's, well, revenge for you, Futaba. Justice for the rest of us.
Then it's unanimous.
All we gotta do now is figure out what he thinks that diet building place is.
Yeah, how does he see it?
That allowed me to enter the metaverse.
Well, yeah.
An old fart like me can't wrap his head around all this stuff.
We'll have to deal with this before Election Day, December 18th. That means we need it done by the 17th.
Yeah, so now we have a deadline.
It's best we hurry before they discover there's no body in the morgue.
Yeah, that could take a couple of days.
Should we start tomorrow then? We can meet at the diet building after school.
That reminds me, what are you gonna do about school? You can't show up if you're supposed to be dead.
Good point. I mean, if Futaba can be homeschooled, why can't our protagonist?
Miss Kawakami said he went back home for family reasons.
Oh, thanks, Miss Kawakami. Coming for us as always.
That's what I told the school.
Oh, thanks, Sojiro.
Don't let him find out you're alive then, alright? This whole thing would be for nothing.
Good point.
This operation had another purpose outside of escaping Akechi's clutches.
Yeah, and their guard would be down if they think that the Phantom Thieves are done.
Shido tried to place all the blame on the Phantom Thieves and deceive the public at the same time.
So that means he's been setting everything up from the start.
He has ruined countless lives, and even made Goro Akechi, a student, assist him with assassinations.
I think the one thing we don't know is how did Shido and Goro Akechi get to know each other?
A mere change of heart is too lenient a sentence for such an abominable criminal.
Yeah, it's going to take more.
Making use of the police statement that the leader of the Phantom Thieves committed suicide.
Yeah, so fake death, let their guard down, and
Our leader, who is presumed dead, will come out of hiding to deliver a grand statement.
yeah, and that might jolt things for Shido.
He'll say he has escaped prison, not committed suicide, and was in fact almost killed by a criminal.
Everyone's gonna flip.
Yeah,
You guys thought through all this stuff too?
well, you gotta plan pretty far ahead to deal with a master criminal like Shido and Akechi.
We're intellectuals, you know.
We're surprised you are one too, Ryuji.
That's why you needed such a daring trick as getting captured and appearing to be killed. What frightening teenagers.
Well, that's why kids are the future, Sai.
But the true battle has only just begun.
Yeah, and
We won the first round, but we must stay on our toes.
yeah, we've only been able to fool him so far.
Yeah, this ain't the time to be celebrating.
Yeah, now it's on to our next trick.
These people tried to trap and kill us. There is no end to their inhuman, conniving nature.
But we'll find an end to it.
We will need to be prepared for whatever may come our way.
Yeah, and we've only got 3 weeks.
I finally made it this far. It's already been 2.5 years since we met.
Alright, so now we got a timetable of when Shido and Akechi first met. As we go back to their base at the Legion of Doom.
Back then, you earned the media's attention as a young politician who could rise up against bureaucracy.
Ah. So maybe Akechi saw justice in what Shido was going to do.
Because of that, those who wanted to preemptively deal with problems tried to tie you up in scandal.
Oh, so he was able to outmaneuver things when Yoshida fell on the sword.
To think I would fall for the ruse schemed by those decrepit fools in power. I recall that's when you came to me. You promoted yourself saying you had special powers.
Oh, so Akechi must have been in the metaverse longer than anyone thought.
If it wasn't for the research on cognition that I dabbled in, I would have thought you insane.
So, for at least 2.5 years, Akechi's been traveling the metaverse.
I made those troublesome opponents psychotic, and erased any trace of that scandal.
Ooh. Wait a minute. So, he dealt with the politicians, too.
Who'd think that tampering with a person's heart could trigger a psychotic lapse or mental shutdown? And when someone like that said he'd support me, I had suspected there'd be an ulterior motive.
Yeah, so who's the real boss then?
It's because I sympathized with your aspiring ideology. I believed that your ideals needed to be achieved for the sake of the country's future.
Well, my faith in you was precisely why I pulled the plug on that research.
Alright, so now I know I said things are coming together, but they really are.
I only need you using that power. It'd be troublesome if someone else uncovered how it works.
Which would explain why he was after the Phantom Thieves.
Wakaba Ishiki, was it? That researcher. She wouldn't have had to die if she just complied.
Oh, so this was about... Oh, so Akechi did kill Futaba's mom.
Any suspicions should be snubbed out. Even the smallest doubt must be severed at the root.
Worse than the smallest doubt. That would have been Futaba, so Akechi killed her mom and Shido said it to where Futaba would have believed that she was the reason her mom died.
After all, we had an active public prosecutor's office director on our side until recently.
Yeah, until Akechi dealt with him too.
Astounding, isn't it? To think the director himself often forged evidence to secure his promotion. He was quite surprised when you confronted him about it. He didn't know who leaked that information.
Oh.
Well, I got that out of his shadow, so technically speaking, he did it himself.
Alright, so they were setting everyone up.
This country's affairs have become stagnant.
Yeah, they didn't trust anyone. Real question is, how long until they betray each other?
The political world is filled with old men who only act to preserve their own vested interests.
You do as well, and so does Akechi.
The general public has forsaken such political affairs and don't even bother. Only ruin awaits us.
I must.
And even more so under the two of you.
There's no need to be ruined along with such incompetent fools. I will lead this country to its revival. Those who get in the way must be eliminated at times. That's the correct way to use the metaverse.
Nah, I think the Phantom Thieves figured it out before you.
Still, it would stand out if there were continuous deaths and scandals with your political rivals. Which is why I made them suspects. Prosecute the targets that I turn psychotic, and solve them as cases unrelated to you.
So everything was basically a lie all along.
And thus, the charismatic ace detective was born.
Yeah, so who will betray who first?
Thanks to your efforts, my clean image remains untarnished, and I've monopolized public opinion.
Well, they don't really have to talk about this, but because it's a video game, I'm glad they do.
Once I gained public sentiment, collaborators from all sectors began approaching me on their own. The police were no exception. With their management in my pocket, keeping them in check was easy.
Wow.
When the Phantom Thieves emerged, I thought things might become somewhat troublesome.
Yeah, that was kind of an outlier to your plan.
And they were just brats once we looked into it. All we needed to do was lay the blame on them.
When you told me that, I knew then that you were the better man.
Oh.
Their popularity was a bit beyond my expectations, but flipping it made the negative press stronger.
Yeah, around the time that Okumura was killed.
After that, all I had to do was openly berate them. I've been gaining more supporters since. The current administration is dead with ongoing scandals. Never mind the fact that they're my doing.
Of course. Leave it to a politician to manipulate every single event into his favor.
Even the government parties have begun splitting up, and they're dissolving just as planned.
Ah.
The time has finally come. Just a little more, and I will take the seat of Prime Minister. However, inauguration isn't my goal. That's when everything truly begins.
Alright, so we gotta stop him from getting elected.
I'll make this country rich for the sake of its selfish and ignorant masses who can only rely on others.
In other words, you're creating a powerful country that can compete with the world.
The public resonates with my ideals and follows me.
Or just part of it. The ones not keen enough to do any research of their own. Or the research they do isn't the most reliable.
And for that, some sacrifices can't be avoided.
I think we know who's going to betray who first now.
That is my duty as the chosen one.
And of course he has a god complex too.
Your assistance has been very influential in making my plans proceed smoothly. When I become Prime Minister, I'll grant whatever wish you want.
Imagine all his dreams came true already.
In this most recent case, my name has become known across the country, perhaps even the world.
So you were all in it for the fame.
Surely my story will be passed down as a hero who won against monsters that could control people's hearts. I believe I'll lay low and devote myself to my studies.
I suppose with your age, you wouldn't come up with debauched desires.
Well, him gaining fame through nefarious means is a pretty debauched desire in itself.
I am thinking about the future, though.
Yeah, your future's coming soon.
Well, how do I put this?
Yeah. It's time to rest up. Of course. That's good, but I do need to call an episode here, so I think next time we get started on our timeline of having to deal with Shido. So until then, I want to thank you for watching, and I hope you have a good day. So until then, stay safe, be kind to each other, and treat your personas with love, care, and respect. Thanks, everyone.